Turn up.
Turn up, turn up, turn up,
Turn up.
turn up, turn up, turn up.
Blak Vader Show, it's a different type of vision. Like the man on the moon, I'm a man on a mission. Living life with these decisions, knowing it is not a given. Glory to God, cause life is worth living. Sometimes it's messed up, made mistakes within the past. Only God can judge me. Will this really last? Right or wrong, win or lose, reality or fantasy. Blak Vader still here, never normal actually. Going internationally, office with the faculty. Had to take some nails, now it's time for a winning streak. No, not the lottery, I was never lucky. Built it from the ground up, now people really loving me. It was looking ugly, I had to take a look at me. Now I'm in the color like sleeves, in my bag like groceries. Oh man, the whole plan to blow up like propane. Blak Vader go hard, level up like Super Saiyan.
Level up like Super Saiyan.
Level up like Super Saiyan.
Level up like Super Saiyan. Level up like Super Saiyan. Goodness gracious, golly, the world's probably off the, but oh well.
It's that Blak Vader Show, Vader Show.
Turn up, turn up.
You already know. Welcome to the Blak Vader Show. I'm Blak Vader, and today we have an amazing guest who actually owns the Keystone stage and likes to support being a local artist like I do. And we have William. Nice to meet you, William.
Nice to meet you too, sir.
On the Blak Vader Show, you know we already know about each other.
Yeah.
So let's get into it. So what initially got you started in the Keystone stage?
It is actually a funny story. About 3 years ago, I was approached by a friend of mine who opened the Keystone stage. He said, "Hey, come on out to our grand opening show." I said, "Sure, no problem. It's a lot of fun." Started out as a music venue, and then I was going, and he said, "Hey, you want to produce a comedy show?" Sure, why not? So I'm a producer. I produce comedy shows. And then they came to me after the comedy show, and they said, "Hey, we really don't want to do this anymore. Would you like to buy it?"
That's weird.
It was weird. It was great, but I was like, "Why?" "Well, because you're the only one who produced a successful show." Okay, so I say, "Yeah, that's no problem," and I buy the venue, and then I had to move the venue, and that's
Where was it at?
It was up in Dixon City, up in the Fashion Plaza, much smaller than it is now. It started out as a very small passion project for these musicians to have a place for all artists to go. And I have the business mind to produce shows that will make money to support the business while still supporting the local artists to be on the show,
Right.
on the stage, so to speak.
Great. So what initially got you into comedy? Or
Comedy?
Yeah.
Well, for comedy, it's my whole life. I have been watching humans and all of their silly little antics for the past 46 years. So I just take the little stories and make them my own. I talk about my wife and my kids, my family. I don't talk about mom and dad because they're still around, dad's still around, so I'm, no. He said, "If I ever make a joke about my mother on the stage, he will find me." And I said, "Okay, no, we won't do that."
You know, the thing with parents is they don't understand, like, I guess, art until, I guess, they see you doing it. A lot of times, like, our parents reject our notions of what we want to do.
You know, my dad is extremely supportive. We have done a lot of different shows. He is invested in the Keystone stage. He's as invested as I am in the success of having a place for local musicians, singers, songwriters, poets to be able to perform and practice their craft. The additional shows like Rosamp Records, the comedy shows. Our new comedy director is from Texas and he's performed all over. It's all in the basis of just helping others achieve their goals. So he's been extremely supportive to the point where he's driven me to New York City to perform. I've performed at Stand Up New York, and he actually got a phone number or two. It was kind of amusing to watch my 75-year-old father get a couple numbers in Manhattan. That was kind of amusing.
That's awesome. I know we were talking about the history of Keystone a little bit more. Can we, it was initially in Dixon City from what you said.
Yes.
How'd you guys move to Oliphant?
Well, I was driving down Main Street in Oliphant, and I saw the building for rent. And I had actually spent some of my youth in that building because a friend of mine owned a store in it. He was renting it back in the mid-90s. I know, I'm kind of old. But when I saw it for rent, I knew instantly
That's the spot.
that's where it needs to be. It needs to be right here in the heart of Oliphant. It's a nice small town. It's very quiet. There's street parking for miles. Nothing ever happens at night except for at the 2 bars down the street. It's a nice, quiet, good location.
Quiet. It is quiet and it's nice. They got cop cars going all through over there, but you know, you keep the city protected. So
Yes.
I think it's a great area to where like artists can come and just, you know, show their talent and inspire one another. I met a lot of great artists at Keystone. I met you at Keystone. I met Decipher. I met Jay Lotus. Just can you describe the different artists you ran into during your time at Keystone and how opening those doors have provided an outlook or a reach for artists within the area?
Well, I want to talk about Roseamp Records and Decipher. He's wonderful. He's been coming to the Keystone stage for about 2 years. And in that time period, he came to me in the first year and he said, hey, I'd like to produce a show. I said, why don't you produce one monthly? So every month for the last 2 years, we've had a Roseamp Records show at the Keystone stage. So that is our hip hop side. Now I've been doing stand-up comedy for 8 years at this point. So I usually I was producing the comedy shows up until Dan Danzy took over. He moved here from Texas and he became our comedy director. And he now handles all of our comedy scene is actually growing, which is fantastic. I'm very happy to see it finally happening in the Lackawanna County, Luzerne County area, that we have a beautiful burgeoning comedy scene that's just wonderful to have more and more comics coming out of the woodwork to perform.
It sounds like you guys not only have an entertainment side involving comedy and hip hop. I've also seen some rock acts there too, and they're really amazing as well.
We do a monthly show with Jacqueline's Tear Ducts. It's called the Night of Debauchery Productions, and they bring in bands from all over the East Coast. I've had bands from New Jersey, New York, Ohio, Virginia. They just want to come and perform at the Keystone, which is amazing. I love seeing all the new artists. One of my newest favorite bands that was just there, I've got 2, was Little Miscarriage, which is out of New Jersey. They're a punk rock band. But just the name, it was like, oh, that's a pretty cool name.
Yeah,
I like that.
it was like, call him Casper or something. No, that's terrible. Okay.
The Ghost Band. You know?
Yeah.
But they came in and they performed that night, and that night I had there's this young guy, he's maybe in his early 20s. He came to me, he goes, how do you produce a show? I said, just ask the owner. He goes, well, who's the owner? Oh, that'd be me. You know,
That's awesome.
that's how it goes. Well, how do I produce a show here? All right, here's what we're gonna do. You get the bands, and here's my price. We're gonna split the door so the venue can make money, because I don't sell alcohol. You see, I sell some sodas and some drinks. That's it. That's all I sell. I don't sell any alcohol. I'm not a bar. I don't want a liquor license. I want everybody to be able to come out. The price is we're gonna split the door, and your band needs to come to the open mic on a Monday before the show to perform. And he was ecstatic that it was that easy just to learn to be a producer. And we've taken him under our wing. We've taught him some things about how to talk to the bands, how to make the flyers, how to build up the credibility of the producer. Devola Booking is another one. They used to produce all of our rock and hardcore shows. They've outgrown us. Their shows have 200, 300 people that come to them now. That's a little big for my little venue. That's a blessing, but he's outgrown me. So he's now producing shows all over in Lackawanna, Luzerne County.
That's beautiful.
And that's my goal is, okay, you want to be a producer. Let me show you how to produce. Let's grow your following. Okay, now you've outgrown me, move on. Build something bigger for yourself.
It sounds like you're planting seeds for artists to be independent themselves, and you're also giving them a platform to be themselves and share what they can do for other people using the gift of their art. And that's another thing I like involving with the Blak Vader Show too, is like, I like putting people up on the same platform to where we can all, I guess in a way, like, I know it's gonna sound corny, but like hold hands together type of thing, you know what I mean? And just play Ring Around the Rosie real quick and then just go throughout our day where, you know, we can just connect.
I like how you put that. It all hold hands together. It is, the theory is, my theory is if I can help elevate you to the next level, and then you can reach back and elevate another artist to the same level you're at, and we can just keep doing that. Adam Sandler's been doing this for years.
I know.
For years. Adam Sandler is, you know, he reaches back and he's like, hey, I know you're having a baby. Here, I got you a job. You know, all the people that worked with Adam Sandler continue to do movies now because Adam Sandler helped them because they all came up together. So if we can, and it's not based on the genre.
It's not.
Comics can help musicians. Musicians can help comics and poets, and everybody can help each other just elevate to that next level. It's all art.
And I think that's very important. I think when we come together as artists and, you know, connect to one another, I think it's almost like a rose, you know what I mean? Like, this is symbolic of my grandma because her name was Rose and stuff. I wear it in all my stuff. You're wearing roses, Desmond wears roses. It's like we're all just growing together as roses. And we, you know, a flower doesn't grow by itself. It has to be watered, you know what I mean? And you're not an island on your own. We always have to work together. There's always someone behind the scenes. There's always someone feeding the troops. There's always someone reaching out and getting the word out there. You know, there's everything that's involving other people, and it's not always about yourself. So I just want to say thank you, Wil, because with people like you, like, we're able to put ourselves out there and be brave and be artists as well. So thank you so much for your time.
Oh, you're welcome. Awesome.
We're going to your host, David Suarez. Oh, come on, guys, you can do better on that show. Come on. We usually start things, honey. While I do this, hold my hair. Yes, one of the comics has already offered to my wife. This is fantastic. It's been a great evening already for me. Oh my God. Ladies, I have a question for you. Do you randomly touch your No, seriously, it's a serious question. Do you randomly touch your because this happened on my way here today. I drove here from Scranton, Pennsylvania. And as I'm turning right, I'm looking in my mirror. And there's the woman in my back seat just juggling her literally sitting there juggling. I'm like, what the fuck are you doing? I'm 42 years old. And I've seen some of the most random shit. And that was the first random shit thing I saw this week. I'm like, why do you do that? She goes, oh, I just randomly do that from time to time. I'm like, all right. Did they ever come out? Not so much, I guess. Oh, I've been learning new things. I've been traveling around doing comedy up in Binghamton, New York. I have an African-American friend. His name's Tori Stewart. He's a great guy. Driving from Scranton up to Binghamton, he sends me a text. Hey, can you grab me 2 packs of Newport? Because, you know, you guys pay like $5 million in fucking taxes on smokes here. I said, sure, no problem. I'll grab you 2 packs of Newports. He goes, all right, I'll have the chicken when you get here. Now look at my size. I'm thinking I'm getting KFC. He hands me $15. I'm like, where's my fucking chicken? Apparently, chicken is a word for money. I didn't know this shit. Who fucking makes this up? Did you know chicken is a word for money? You're young. That's why I'm asking you. You look, what are you, like 12? I tech support. This table ain't even touching. My wife's sitting with them, so I'm sure she's already friends with them. My wife likes to f with me. She has a lot of fun. I was divorced once. I was married for 7 years before I met her. She goes, you know, in 7 years you need to upgrade to another younger model. I'm like, all right, no problem. 7 years to the day, my phone starts exploding when it doesn't work. She installed Tinder on my phone. Single man, makes good money, looking for a young woman. Swiping left, swiping left, swiping left, swiping right. I get what the f did she do? And then I look at the picture. She's got my face on Thor's body. Which Paul said. advertising. But we have a lot of fun. We have a lot of fun. We have 4 children together. My 11-year-old is a cross-country runner. Well, we can say he's a runner. The last meet last year, he's running, and I'm watching. I'm like, oh, this poor kid needs to stop doing this. We have to have the talk after this race. We had the talk after basketball. I said, son, stick to the sport you're good at. I love you. Baseball, that's a good one. And then he ran. Like, holy shit, I've never seen this boy move this fast. And he ran from maybe 100 yards, as fast as he could. And he's damn near dying by the time he got to the finish line. I'm like, why did you do that? He goes, give me a second. I couldn't let that fat kid beat me. All right. I'm glad your mom's not here, because I'd have to stop you for the cursing if she was. All right. She likes to leave me alone with the kids. It's a lot of fun. They decided they wanted to go snow tubing. All right, sure. You guys ever been snow tubing? Yes. Yeah. All right. You guys have been snow tubing. No? All right. Fun thing in America. They think it's great to take a big tube to the top of a mountain and come down it on snow. Oh yeah? No, it's not. Not when you're 6'6" and 325 pounds. It ain't fun. I'm old, so I don't realize that I gotta ask for directions on everything, so I did ask at this time. I said, how do you stop? He goes, just put your feet down. Oh, no. Took a running start, jumped. I'm gonna beat all these. All you could hear was me yell, trying not to kill midgets as I'm going down the mountain. Get down to the bottom of the mountain, there's a nice straightaway. I put my feet down, tidal wave of snow. Still going, giant orange fence. I crashed right into it. Boom! Wrap myself up. Sir! 1 second! Got myself out of the fucking tuna net. Can I help you? You know you're supposed to stop before you hit the orange fence. Where's the brakes? Last thing she ever did to me, she went to India for 4 weeks. That's why I say tech support computers in the car. She was teaching people how to do her job to replace her. It's great. She left me home with 4 boys, from teenage to 6. And she called me at the same time every night. And this night, she's calling, and I'm dropping a doozy this time. I'm like, honey, not across timelines. You can come in while I'm but I ain't talking to you on the phone while I'm doing it. Look to my left, no toilet paper. Look to my right, nothing. Phone's ringing again. All right, I reach up behind me in hopes that I stored a roll. Baby wipes. Swipe once, swipe twice, answer the phone. They were Clorox wipes. I bleached so well I could have done gay porn for 3 years. I hope y'all have a great evening. Bring your host back up to the start.
Welcome to the Blak Vader Show. Today we have an amazing guest, Billy Krase.
Nice to see you.
Did I say that name right?
Yep, Billy Krase.
Cool. Billy's a comedian. I met him at the Keystone stage months ago. How many months ago?
Like 6 maybe?
Six good months. He's a local comedian, also an artist as well, you know, working on our craft there. You've seen me perform. I've seen him do some great comedy.
Thank you.
We're going to get into it, though. So where are you from, though, Billy?
I'm from Scranton, West Side.
West Side, Scranton. Where'd you go to school at?
I was actually cyber schooled all my life because I have a disability, so.
You have a disability. What's your disability, by the way?
My disability is spina bifida.
Spina bifida. Okay. Spina bifida. Whatchamacallit? My fiance, she works at St. Joseph Center. She says, whatchamacallit? It's not a disability. It's more like they don't call it mental abilities or something of that nature. But I just wanted to say, you know, I think it's important that we acknowledge local artists in our community.
Absolutely.
And whatever they call a disability or a problem, you know, I don't think anything is a problem. I think if we acknowledge people for who we are, and just be aware of who we are through either music or comedy or either some form of entertainment to where people can share their perspective. I really believe that's important for everyone to get to understand each other on a local and even on a global scale, even just to come together. So can you tell me a little bit about your comedy?
So I'm not gonna lie to you, it is a lot more self-deprecating at first. I'm working on some other stuff, but it is more self-deprecating in the regard of I try to also spread awareness about my disability and how I am just like other people. I have no problem making fun of myself, and I have no problem taking jokes. Like, I have no issue with that. So I try to put all that together into one thing to make it really kind of pop out about myself, that I am just a regular human being.
Yeah, exactly. We're all regular human beings. I'm just a black guy, but most people be like, "Oh, that's a criminal right there. That's a bad boy.
Oh
That's a
my
bad
God.
boy." You know, I think the problem with people is that we tend to judge people before we give them a chance.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And even as little kid, they'll be like, "Hey, look at that big guy, or look at that black guy, or look at that guy with this problem or that problem and stuff." And we tend to just judge each other too fast and stuff. And you know,
Every time.
it's just bad. It's just bad when we should all be able to give each other a chance.
Absolutely.
Even not even just a chance, just to let each other exist. So let's get into more questions. I got my list right here.
Yep.
What initially drew you to comedy?
Honestly, my father has always been an influence in my comedy. However, when I first started, I didn't actually plan to. I went to the Keystone stage for my birthday last year, and a bunch of people asked me if I wanted to do it, and I said, yeah, hey, I'll give it a try.
So I have another question. How do you start your creative process? What does your creative process look like?
Honestly, it's a little bit of a struggle sometimes, because what I do is I mainly think about like disabled jokes, and I'm trying to gear off of that. But when I don't have disabled jokes that I go over, I tend to just think of what's funny to me. And it might not be funny to everybody else, but it's funny to me, and that's what matters most to me.
Yeah, you're the comedy.
Yeah, I mean, if I'm doing jokes that are funny to everybody, that's great. But
Yeah.
honestly, I go up there to make myself laugh, and I'm good, you know.
Exactly. You got to be comfortable in your own skin. So
100%.
when is your show at Keystone?
So I'm actually doing a headlining show on Friday, April 19th, and until then, I do
Not
like
420.
not 420. That date was booked.
Oh, it's always booked, isn't it?
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
It's always booked. And then there's the 21st, which was surprise drug test day, so we couldn't do that. But
Okay, so it sounds like you have a show and everything, and from what I've seen, you have a lot of great support. I support your comedy as well,
I
and
appreciate that.
Of course, you got people like Jay Lotus and Wil and stuff that also does comedy. Can you tell us about your relationship with Wil, and you and his role involving Keystone there?
So, honestly, like I said, when I met him back in April of last year, he saw something in me that was something that he wanted to help coach into being a better comedian, and he's my first and primary mentor. I do have another mentor as well. His name is Dan. But Wil initially got me into doing everything, and he is one of the people that I actually go to for advice the most as far as what sounds better and what to work with. And then he decided that he wanted to make me the full-time open mic host on Mondays, and that's kind of just how that went.
That's awesome. What have you learned from your experiences being an open mic host, a comedian, and just being at the Keystone stage entirely?
I learned that it's a lot harder than it looks. You don't just go up there and make jokes and get off stage.
Get all
like,
willy-nilly and
yeah,
stuff.
exactly. You kind of have to understand that there is work you have to put into it.
There's a process.
Oh, 100%. There is definitely a process. And I mean, with the process, you have so many factors. I mean, making a joke, I mean, a joke can be like something that you think is funny, but you have to think about what could make it better every time. So that's,
Tweaking it.
Yeah, exactly.
Keep tweaking it. It sounds like you really developed a good relationship with Wil, just the artist there. Have you seen any artists that really stood out to you over there at Keystone and stuff, and any relationships being formed there that you know, you see that's led to, I guess, a better future?
Well, so honestly, all of the Rosamp crew, Jay Lotus is amazing. There's Jack Ran Away. She actually just came out with a single recently on the 1st of March, which is beautiful. And Squid Sterling
Yes, Squid.
and all these music artists. And like there are comedians too that come out, and honestly, it's hard to even kind of grasp all of them because there's Steve.
A lot of
and
talent.
There's so much talent, so much talent. Blak Vader, gotta say.
Yeah, I'm all right.
No, but I honestly, all of the talent that comes out there is all community. You know what I mean? Like
It is community.
and that's all it really is based around. On the Keystone stage, we try to make sure everything is communal and everything is cooperative rather than against each other. Cooperative, not competitive. You know what I'm saying?
Cooperative, not competitive. That's
Yeah.
a good way of putting it. Cooperative, not competitive.
I just came up with that on top of the dome, and I'm gonna tell everybody I said
Yeah,
it.
use it. Keep using it. Squeeze it out. Squeeze it. Squeeze it. Squeeze
Exactly.
It. Okay, let me look at something else. Okay, what do you hope people who take? I think you already went over this, but we can go back into. How do you stay motivated?
I stay motivated based upon the fact that I know people need to hear more stories about people with disabilities, and people want to hear different walks of life, and that's where I maintain my motivation, because I feel as though if I'm telling my story, it could help somebody in the long run. You know what I'm saying? So.
The irony, you said different walks of life.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Nah, yeah, no, yeah, you're
No,
good.
I'm sorry.
I said different walks of life, and I was like, damn.
Yeah, that's a good joke.
That
That was
was-
good.
yeah,
Hold
you're
on.
not
Yeah,
wrong.
you
You're
said
not
it. It's
wrong.
just natural.
Yeah.
It's just natural.
Yeah.
Okay. I know. Well, you already went into what you're doing in the future. April.
April 19th.
Yeah, April 19th. What else do we got? How do you maintain a work-life balance while being doing comedy? And I think a lot of local talent, even myself, struggle with this too.
It is. It's not a struggle per se. It's more or less just like a minor hindrance. I don't really sleep.
I hear you.
I go home after work, and then I go to bed at like 10 o'clock, wake up, do everything all over again. But if it's on Monday, Tuesday, and Thursdays are my busiest days. And other than that, like it's just something that I have to kind of balance. You know, sleep it depends on, you know, what time I have to get up in the morning and all of that. And I have terrible insomnia. I just tend to stay awake no matter how much I want to sleep.
Night owl.
As soon as you hit the pillow, you're just like, yep, I'm awake.
It sounds like it's a constant grind to maintain.
Oh yeah, 100%. It is 1,000% actually. I mean, trying to go to more open mics to hone in your craft. You know, you're trying to get everything organized so that you are not only better as a performer, but better as a person. And that's kind of where I'm at.
Exactly. For me, music or just art in general, whether it's painting, doing videos and stuff, even just creating the process can be nerve-wracking, but I enjoy the end result, and I understand it's about the journey. You know,
100%.
a lot of the times, it's really about the journey and living in the moment of the journey.
Yeah,
'Cause
100%.
when I'm doing something, I feel like I just got to get it over with. Like, I got to get this off my chest. I got to do, you know, whatever it takes to get this done. You know?
Exactly.
So.
And it actually, at the stage, seeing all the talents have made me inspired to try new things. Like, I am by no means a musician, but I can carry a flow. Like, I'm not saying I'm a rapper by any means.
Yeah.
But I can definitely do something. Like, I can try, you know? And
we-
that's all it is. All you gotta
We
do is
did
try.
the Lil Wayne Tiger Fade, and it was amazing. I enjoyed
Thank you, I
that
appreciate
so
that.
much. Yeah, it was.
Yeah,
it was
no, I
great.
mean, and like I said, I can carry something like that, but it's more or less like coming up with my own is not as easy as it looks.
Yeah, it's difficult. It's difficult. And
Yeah.
I respect you for respecting the craft, just like I respect the comedian's craft. Like
Absolutely.
coming up with jokes, coming up with ideas, coming up with concepts that you can relate to another person while being your genuine self and putting yourself in front of a stage, in front of people to get booed or to not get booed, looked at your phone, you know, and but at the end of the day, what works for me is understanding I have people that all around me that support
That support,
me.
oh, 100%.
know.
And I mean, too, like, it's hard to not look at your notes and look at your phone and things like that because you have to, like, kind of memorize things as a comedian. And I mean, also, there are even times, probably as an artist, that you forget the lyrics or
Yeah.
something, and you're like, ah, damn, I messed that up, you know?
Exactly. The show must go on, though.
Yeah.
Right? The show must go
100%,
on.
yeah.
But it's good that we're able to support each other and just keep the ball rolling and do the best we can. And that's what we try to do here, even at LCC, Keystone Stage, the Blak Vader Show. We're all one cohesive unit. You know, you can't do things by yourself. Even a hand, like, you know, we have multiple fingers just to make a fist or whatever.
1000%,
you know,
yeah.
we need to move together. So I appreciate you for coming down here and being a part of this show.
Thank you so much.
Can check out Billy at Keystone Stage.
Yes.
And thank you guys for being a part of the Blak Vader Show. Thank you, Billy.
Thank you.